Here we have the current stock market update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Before we begin, if you find this educational material to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here we have the 30-minute price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 30-minute trading period. And as we can see here, share prices are managing to recover some of these short-term losses that we have been seeing recently. There's a lot of two-way price action going on at the moment, and I think that there are some specific reasons for that. So in this video, we will be looking at some specific price zones to hopefully identify some profitable trading strategies for this stock going forward. So as we can see here, the share price has continued to move higher after overcoming this prior resistance level, which came in at $5.70 per share. This was a fairly significant break to the top side because we had seen share prices kind of fail at this area on 3 separate occasions here. So this was really a triple top resistance zone. You can see 1, 2, 3 total tops here. So this ultimate break to the top side was significant, and it did require a lot of momentum in order to generate that upside price movement. So as things currently stand, what we're looking at here is a near-term high that comes in at $5.96. And as we know, there is a very important resistance level that is hovering right overhead here at the moment. So what we have been looking at with this stock for a very long period of time now has been this double top resistance zone that comes in at 601. Of course, it's right near that $6 psychological level. And as we can see here, share prices are having some difficulty overcoming that price zone at the moment. So, we're clearly at an inflection point here as far as the longer term history of this stock is likely to be concerned. And it did take some work to sort of call the bottom here and to identify the potential for a rally higher. But we're really sort of behind that. That phase is really sort of behind us at the moment, and we really have the next major line in the sand ahead of us as far as the potential for this stock and whether or not it can really continue to run higher, whether or not we can really continue to see a strong foothold here that is established above $5 and even perhaps $6. So if we just sort of zoom into this price chart a bit here, one reason that we know that this is an important price zone is because we're starting to see a lot of whipsaw activity here in 2 directions. Specifically, the reason that I say this is because we're starting to see price gaps that are forming in both directions. So on the face of it, that doesn't really make much sense. I mean, why would the market be so kind of indecisive or unsure of itself that one day we would be gapping higher and then the next day we would be gapping lower? And we really are seeing that in this price chart. So, as we can see here, we've got a price gap from roughly right around 535 on the bottom to roughly 565 on the top here. So that would be this price zone here, this price gap here. And then, the following price gap has now been seen to the downside. The top of the price gap comes in right around 588. And then we do have a bit of a spike high here into 578. But, as we can see, this is a red candle that formed here. And this ultimate price low actually came in below 560. So overall, there are definitely price gaps and a lot of whipsaw activity that's occurring in both directions at the moment. And I would argue that this has a lot to do with this $6 resistance zone that is currently overhead here. I think there's a lot of buildup of energy in the market. I think that there's a lot of anticipation of this price zone, and there's probably a lot of positioning that's going on at both sides at this point. So for all of these reasons, I mean, when you see sort of this much indecision and two-way activity, sort of uncertainty and things like that in advance of a major resistance zone, typically what you do see is a very strong movement in the direction of the break. So if this does happen and we do actually see a share price break above that $6 mark, I do actually expect to see a fairly significant, I don't want to call it an explosion in share prices. I don't want to get hyperbolic here and clickbaity and things like that. But when you see this type of price action, it does tend to lead to explosive price movements. There's a lot of energy that is building up in the market at the moment. There's a lot of positioning, a lot of orders on both sides of the market. So, it really depends on who wins out here. I mean, do the Bears win out or do the Bulls win out? And both are still possible. I mean, we're not here to predict the future. We're here to side with the probabilities. We're here to identify which outcome is most probable and then to make decisions based on those probabilities. So as things currently stand, we don't know for sure that we're going to see a break of the $6 level. We could see a complete failure here and share prices could move to the downside. I mean, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. And the last time this happened, I think I pointed out previously, the last time this happened, share prices had a significant movement to the downside. We did see share prices, retest that very important $3.60 support zone. This was the last time, we really saw that type of price test. It was a failure, really a double failure at this $6 mark. So, we can't completely exclude that as a possibility. But what we can say is that if we do see a break above this level, this $6 mark, the fall, there's likely to be some follow through here. I mean, I don't expect this to just be a small kind of boring type of price move. I mean, I do expect to see, a fairly significant price spike in the event that we do see a break through that number, $6. And there's probably short sellers that are currently entering the market. I mean, when you see two-way price action like this, clearly that's going on. And if we look at the trading volumes here, this is another source of evidence here that we can be looking at. We can see movements in both directions at this point. So, here we can see, there are some spikes in negative trading volumes here. There's a large spike in positive trading volumes, but there are some fairly substantial spikes in negative trading volumes as well. So this is important. And what this really tells you is that there is a fight that's going on in the market at this point. And it all comes down to who's going to win out, which side is bigger. If we take a quick look at the indicator reading just to close out this video, we can see that there is also evidence of two-way forces at work here, because we can see that there is some negative momentum that has started to develop ever since we started to see these initial price failures at $5.70. That would be the sort of price area here. And then we did see a succession of lower highs in the relative strength index reading. However, at the same time, we have to point to this longer term trend, which is still positive. So on balance here, you have to side with the longer term trend, and that is still positive. So that on its own makes me think that it is more likely that we will see a break to the top side. And if we're seeing all of this downside, two-way price action and movements to the downside as well, price spikes to the downside, what that tells me is that there are people that are positioning short for this stock at the moment. They're looking for possibly a reversal back down to that $3.60 area. And those people are going to have to stop out their positions if we do see a break above 6, and that will sort of fuel and accelerate momentum to the top side. So here's the current stock market update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.